second in the championship as the race gets underway. The lights go green and we charge towards the first corner. It looks like a good start for Aitken and for Vermeulen. Engstler's trying to squeeze up the inside if he can. Ben Green's trying to come around the outside. Contact between Engstler and Vermeulen. Engstler's for now got second. Vermeulen's dropping back out wide in the red Ferrari. Goes Ben Green, that gives him the inside line. We've got Lucas Auer trying to storm around everybody. He's already third. He might be second in a moment, but he goes way off the track. So it's Aitken side by side for second. We've got a pilot behind one of the Abt Lamborghinis that got caught up in that. Rennie Rast, Tom Callender, one of the Aston Martins, Fabio Scherer with the onboard camera into a spin as well. So the back end of the pack. Don't worry about Maro, they say to Lucas Auer because of these penalty laps. Of course, our teammates and reigning champions of the GT World Challenge. Look at this. Luca Engstler versus Ben Green. Eyes on the mirrors, eyes looking out of the windows. It's Ben Green that's got the inside line and dives through into second place at turn one at the end of that first lap of the restart. And this is how it looked on board. Yeah, he just squeezed up the inside between the Mercedes and the pit wall and got that V8 slowed down hard on the brakes from 250 kilometers an hour.
Well, I imagine strategies may have well been laid out before the race, but the race leader normally has the advantage. Timo Glock trying to sell the dummy to Thomas Preining, ducks to the outside. The two cars bounce off each other. I think Preining saw that one coming, fended off that position. Rene Rast closes in on both of them, now to the outside of Timo Glock. So Rene Rast taking the wide outside, sails past the McLaren, now sets apart the Porsche of Thomas Preining, but Glock is coming back as well for Jules Gounon. So that's the quickest stopper so far. So that's effectively gaining him 3 seconds out on track compared to Fabio Scherer.
And a bit worried about Maro Engel. He's coming to the pits. He's already done his mandatory stop, so I think a problem for Maro Engel. So the championship lead away from him. This a replay of Lucas Auer going for it into turn one, down the inside of Luca Engstler in the battle for third place. Did he make it?
But look who's the quickest man on the track. Ricardo Feller, as we see Thierry Vermeulen looking to the outside of Maurice Schuring. Quickest lap of the race is now Ricardo Feller, so pacing that out here, 1:27.143. Both he and Wittmann are going to be somewhere near the front runners when this pit window closes.
Yeah, Ben Durr has just left the pits, just behind them, because of course he's on cold tyres, so it'll take him a lap to get them up to temperature. They'll have fresher tyres at the end of the race. If you qualify in the top 10, you have to start the race on your new tyres. And they've got their tyres up to temperature already. Then Luca Engstler as well. So look, Ben Green is going to have to try and defend now on tyres that are not up to temperature. A car which is sliding all over the place. And Ben Green's potential win, potential podium under threat here, because Ricardo Feller is surely going to pounce and become the leading pit stopper. Yeah, he gets through all the way into turn 5. Then Marco Wittmann is going to snatch this chance, grab it with both hands. Somewhere in the next couple of corners, I reckon. It takes a lap to get your tyres up to temperature with no tyre heaters allowed in the DTM. The Ferrari is under huge pressure already. The BMW draws alongside. Marco tries to go all the way around the outside, almost into the gravel with his tyres, the front left side. Ben Green trying desperately to hang on to the inside here as his tyres get up to temperature. It's going to be side by side when they hit the brakes all the way up into the Vidal chicane, but the BMW has got the inside line and the German driver just squeezes through to go. As we get the Audi in front of the Ferrari. So effectively the net leader, once all the pit stops are done, they're about to be completed because Rene Rast comes in, is Ricardo Feller. And I tell you what, he's just almost loses it under braking. He goes straight on. He got the right rear onto the grass, and the Ferrari of Jack Aitken gets back past him, having done all that work to effectively get the lead of the race. Just a slight mistake, but he's still got his tyres coming up to temperature in the Ferrari, so it might be another chance here. I'll tell you what, his pit stop was only a 7.9 second pit stop as well, Ricardo Feller.
Look at this.
As Ben Green dives at the inside of Marco Wittmann. He wants his first podium in the DTM. He's taking on a two-time champion. They trade paintwork as they climb up the hill now. Head shortly towards the Vidal chicane, but the left-hander is the first part. The BMW will be perhaps on the best line, and he knows that. It's a big, broad BMW, and Marco Wittmann ain't going to give that place up easily, but Ben Green squeezes through over the curbs, through the second part of the chicane, and gets third place. What a race.
What great racing. for the top 5 places, and Ben Green just precision driving.
Big suspension damage and a big move for the lead of the race here into the final corner. Jack Aitken goes for it. The Ferrari's alongside, but he's not yet in front. Ricardo Fella still just has his nose in front, but he's on the outside line for turn 1. He's going to have to stay there because that will give him the inside line for turn 2. And watch the red Ferrari of Ben Green. He'll try and get in between them if he can. For now, Aitken just leads, but he goes deep into the corner, understeers massively, gets the lead of the race, takes with him his teammate into second place and down to third place for the Ferrari, and Emil Fry have a 1-2 on their hands as it stands. So then he's got dirt on his tyres, which sends him wide into the next corner. Aitken then gets the job done, and then at the next corner, side by side, they're actually 10 kilograms heavier than they were at this race last year, and they've never been on the podium here before. As I said, Jack Aitken's best result here is a 5th. And they've got a bit less boost as well. So here we go, battle for 4th. Oh, shake the back end of that Lamborghini out. The DJI Grassa Lamborghini being driven by Jordan Pepper to its absolute max as he gets side by side now with Marco Wittmann and goes for the move, gets in front, but we know what's going to happen at the chicane. The BMW is going to come back at him for the left-right sequence that comes up through turns 9 and 10. Will 2 fit into 1? Just about. Takes the curbs, but great racing by both of them. Hard but fair, that. And Jordan Pepper gets through. And the second of the BMW's replay of this is fantastic racing by both drivers, by Jordan Pepper and by Marco Wittmann.
I think as they come out of the final turn onto the pit straight, he may well be vulnerable, but now Rene Rast in the background as well to the inside of Ben Durr. So Rene Rast pushing forwards. Those BMWs coming alive towards the end of this race. Out along the pit straight, Lucas Auer hasn't made the challenge yet as we head in towards turn 1.
Our editor Marcus is going to be very busy trying to make highlights out of all of this later on because there's a lot of them. What a race this has been. It's the race that keeps on giving, everybody. 3 3/4 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Down with tyres which are pretty old now, these Pirelli slick tyres. And Ricardo Fella doesn't make many mistakes. Here comes Lucas Auer, though, drawing alongside Luca. Engstler knows in front for the Mercedes, but he's on the wrong line. Engstler knows it. He's behind. They're now into the braking zone. He should be able to get the place back. The Lamborghini you're on board with now, and onto the grass goes Auer. He comes out ahead. You got the BMW of Rene Rast getting stuck in as well. So Engstler loses 2 places, but he might complain about the fact that Lucas Auer went onto the grass, but Lucas will say, look, I've nowhere to go.